All right, guys, the Utah Jazz lose a fourth game in a row tonight to the Boston Celtics. This is the Hoopsner postgame show. This is getting depressing for Jazz fans. If you're a Boston fan, you got to be excited about what you're seeing. Jayson Tatum is turning into just a top 10 player. He is elite right now. He looked so good tonight. The game looks so slow and easy to him. He is able to weave around whoever's guarding him and finish with efficiency. And he's also hitting that three-point shot at a high level. Tonight, on a back end of a back-to-back at high elevation in Utah, Jayson Tatum, 33 points, 65% from the field, 3 for 5 from three, +8 for the game, 11 rebounds, 3 assists. He's a monster. And Boston right now has just solid wing play. Jaylen Brown was really good tonight. 20 points on 50% from the field. 6 rebounds, 2 assists. Just really nice output from their wings. And Marcus Smart, too, is someone that they can just slip right in when Kemba Walker's out. So they're a tough team to beat. They have a lot of spread floor. And if Kemba can play at a high level, then there's no reason why they can't go to the Eastern Conference Finals, honestly. That's wide open. And if they can beat the Bucks, we'll see. But they're a solid team, especially if Jayson Tatum's playing at this level. He's hard to stop. He's close to unguardable. Now let's get to the Jazz. It's bad, guys. It's really bad. I mean, I didn't do a video yesterday because the Jazz literally did not try on defense. There are really bad problems right now with this team, mostly with chemistry. Donovan Mitchell is the story of the game for Utah, Donovan Mitchell scored, I think it was 37 points, 46% from the field. He was only 2 for 10 from three. 3-point shot wasn't falling. Some of that is because of Quinn's brilliant system that sometimes ends with 4 seconds left on the clock and someone's got to take it. So having it to Donovan and let him heave it from 30 feet. But Donovan had a good night tonight. He was only a -1 in a 12-point loss. That shows you what Donovan's effect was when he was on the floor. Rudy Gobert was a -13, and that's deceiving. Right now, the Jazz have a Mike Conley problem. I'm having a hard time justifying any time for Mike Conley on the floor right now. Tonight, Mike Conley he had 15 points, 5 for 13 from three. Take away 3 points because of that last second three he took at the end of the game to pad his stats. But 38% from the field. If you minus that make, it was actually more like 35 for the actual game. He did make 5 for 9 from three, so that's nice. But he was just not feeding Rudy Gobert the ball. If you watch this game, Rudy Gobert had multiple plays where he was wide open under the rim, and Conley didn't get it. And the thing that's worse is then if you want to see something interesting, go rewatch this game and watch every time Mike Conley got beat on the defensive end what Rudy Gobert did. Because every single time Mike Conley got beat, Rudy Gobert let that person go to the rim. He was not interested in helping Mike Conley out in any way, shape, or form. And it's bad right now, guys. The chemistry is just rough. And I don't know what the problem is, but this team has problems from the players to the coach to the front office. The front office, because there's just not a lot of defending it now. The Mike Conley trade is pretty much a disaster. It has not worked. The Jazz have not shown faith in Donovan Mitchell to be the guy and have him be kind of the point guard of the future. And they just said that they didn't believe it, and so they brought Mike Conley, and it's been nothing but an absolute disaster. Even worse is that they've traded picks and solid pieces for him. So the Jazz come away with less pieces and a washed Mike Conley who doesn't get the ball to their players. And on top of just not playing bad, it looks like the chemistry's destroyed. So you have Rudy Gobert who's frustrated all game because he's wide open under the rim, and Mike Conley either refuses to make the pass or he's too washed to do it. So I don't know. That's really bad. And today we see all the disaster that is the Jazz PR right now. That is, and one moment we're finding out that Mike Conley's going to the bench, which probably is the right move. And then later in the day, we find out that Joe Ingles is going to the bench. By the way, Joe Ingles, it'd be nice if Joe Ingles would show up to one of these games. Tonight, 2 points, 1 for 3, 0 for 2 from 3, minus 17 for Joe Ingles. It would be nice if Joe Ingles showed up. So Joe Ingles going to the bench, I actually don't have a problem with it because I do not feel that Joe Ingles has proven he deserves a spot with the starters. When you're shooting 1 for 3 and 0 for 2, that's not good. You know who else is not very good right now, and he's been bad for about 3-4 weeks? Bojan Bogdanovic. Tonight, 1 for 8. 0 for 4 from 3 and a minus 2 for the game, which is actually surprising. I actually felt like Bogey tried pretty hard. There were a few plays where he got beat on defense against Tatum, but Tatum's really good right now, so I have a hard time faulting him. But I actually felt like there were a few plays he made that were pretty good. But Bogey scored 3 points. And some of that's on him. He's just got to make his shots. But some of that's also on Quinn Snyder. Watch these games, guys, and you'll notice a trend that these good coaches are doing, like Brad Stevens. They are swarming Rudy Gobert at the rim, and they're trying to kind of leave Donovan Mitchell to get shots. And it's working. Donovan Mitchell's getting his points, but no one else is getting involved. And when they do, they're not taking advantage of it. Jordan Clarkson was 4 for 13 tonight, so that's rough. You have your best bench scorer just not able to hit shots tonight. But Quinn Snyder's got to figure this out. So, there's a Mike Conley problem. Rudy Gobert's not getting the ball, and I don't know what you do to fix that. You would hope that your coach could figure something out to get easy shots for these guys, or just figure something out to make things work. I liked that Quinn Snyder had a zone going tonight, but Quinn is just not adjusting a lot to get these guys more shots. And maybe there's subtle things that I'm missing, but all I'm noticing is that right now we have Bojan Bogdanovic with 8 shots, Royce O'Neal 7 shots, Rudy Gobert 4 shots, Donovan Mitchell 32 shots, Mike Conley 13 shots, Joe Ingles 3, and Jordan Clarkson 13. Teams are giving everything to Donovan Mitchell and not allowing him to find guys for shots. Donovan Mitchell had 5 assists tonight, which is pretty good. And part of that, too, is just like you've got to have guys make shots. But something's got to happen from Quinn to spread this out a little bit more. Mike Conley is just not including other guys. Mike Conley is the point guard of this team, and everyone else on the team outside of Donovan Mitchell has bad nights. Royce O'Neal actually had a good night, 4 for 7, but Bojan Bogdanovic, 12%. Joe Ingles, 33%. Jordan Clarkson, 30%. Not good enough. If he's not scoring or getting guys involved tonight, 3 assists and 35% from the field, and a terrible defensive night from Mike Conley, I don't know what he's giving you, because every time he got beat by his man and Rudy Gobert watched it happen, it was death. And maybe that's on Rudy Gobert that he needs to show up more. But it's got to be hard when you're sitting under the basket wide open and it's an easy bucket and your point guard doesn't get it to you. If Mike Conley's not going to get it to Rudy Gobert under the basket, it's hard for me to fault Rudy Gobert to not back him up on the other end, But go watch that. It's interesting. Rudy doesn't have Mike Conley's back right now. And honestly, if Mike Conley's not going to get Rudy Gobert the ball under the basket when he's wide open, Mike Conley doesn't have Rudy's back either. Mike Conley's out for Mike Conley right now, it seems like. Sorry, that's how I see it. If anyone wants to say anything different, they can say it. But right now we're getting PR speak from the Jazz. No one's saying anything. And then agents are leaking things to reporters, So if agents are leaking things to reporters, that means players are speaking to their agents and having the agents work with the team to fix their minutes. So right now you have player agents deciding time for the Utah Jazz and who starts and who doesn't. It's an absolute mess, disaster, and I do not expect it to get better anytime soon. I saw a little more effort tonight from the Jazz, but it wasn't enough. The Jazz were close at halftime, and then the Celtics pulled away. So I don't know what Quinn's doing in halftime to game plan for the second half, but it wasn't good enough. It wasn't good enough. I don't know. It's really bad. Must be nice to be a Celtics fan right now. Must be nice to be anything fan right now, except for the Jazz, who have zero chemistry and don't have any way to figure this out. Guys, I'll talk to you later. Like and subscribe. I'm feeling sick, but I had to do this tonight for the fans of the channel. Talk to you later.